Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising. Grand Rising, y'all. If you have something to say, you can leave it in the chat. Let me open my blinds. Ooh, that's too bright. Okay, we'll close it then. I'm having a blind shadow on my forehead. Let me see if I can turn this light off. Okay. Maybe this will make a difference. Didn't really make a difference, but y'all can see me, right? Grand Rising, everybody. I see Gina, Danette, Trevor, Dee, Lourdes, Jersine, Anne Marie, Taniqua, Takira, Mosina. Grand Rising, family. Grand Rising. Listen, I'm going to jump right on into it. I don't want to keep y'all too long on this great Saturday morning. I know a lot of us are doing the 3-day detox right now, and I wanted to do this early rising session with you all because y'all know I talk about on my Instagram page, on Facebook, etc. I talk about us not only detoxing our body, but detoxing our mind and our spirit as well, okay? They all work together. You are one being, one spirit inside one body, okay? So you cannot separate, like we've been taught, the mind, body, and spirit. The mind, body, and spirit is one. We have been tricked into believing that we got to go to the doctor for our body, the church for our spirit, and the psychologist for our mind. There's nothing wrong with that, but the problem is when we forget that they all work together. So how can you heal the body without healing the mind and the spirit? How can we do that? That's not the way the Most High intended it, and that's the way I truly turned my life around. And of course, I want to share that with all of you. I want to allow all of you to understand what that can do for your life, not just for yourself, but your children, your children's children, and the whole trajectory of your entire legacy of 6 and 7 generations down the line. All right, so first thing I want us to do this rising is a breathing exercise. If you've ever taken any of my courses, you know that we are really, really big on actually getting ourselves aligned, okay? So with this breathing exercise, we're gonna breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose, fully expanding the lungs, and then out through the nose, fully contracting the lungs. And while you're breathing, a lot of people say, I don't know how to do meditation. I can't quiet my mind. I don't want you to quiet your mind. What I want you to do is focus on inhaling a yellow or blue light on the inhale. I want you to visualize a yellow and blue light. And you might say, why are we doing that, Arisha? Well, yellow has a calming effect. Yellow represents joy. Yellow represents abundance. Yellow represents moving myself forward with energy that is of abundance, okay? And blue represents feminine energy, okay? Just like the water. Blue represents relaxation. Blue represents trust, okay? So depending on how you're feeling this rising, I want you to pick which color you want to visualize while you're inhaling, okay? And the power of visualization is the ability to calm your mind, okay? You cannot manifest if you're in stress, okay? That's one reason why they go so hard to keep us traumatized in the news, okay, by seeing black on black crime on social media, by seeing police brutality on social media, by seeing just crime in general on social media, okay? This is why it's important to realize that trauma has to be shed daily, okay? It keeps you from manifesting your higher self. It keeps you from manifesting your reality. That's why everybody is manifesting drama. Everybody's manifesting trauma. Everybody's manifesting arguments, and they're not at peace, okay? Use visualization as a tool to manifest peace so that you can attract the things in the abundance that you want for your life, okay? So visualization is important. That's what you do on the breath in. And on the breath out, I want you to imagine yourself exhaling whatever spiritual or mental trauma that you are holding on to. If you're a part of the text club, I asked you to write a breakup letter to whatever mental and spiritual trauma you're holding on to. So maybe you're dealing with depression right now. Maybe you're dealing with anxiety. Maybe you're dealing with sexual abuse, okay? On the inhale, you're inhaling what you want to attract, which is is the abundance, which is the calm, the trust, the yellow or blue light. And on the exhale, you're releasing that mental trauma. You're releasing that spiritual baggage. So focus on releasing depression. Focus on releasing sexual abuse. Focus on releasing burnt relationship. Whatever it is that you are holding on to that is holding you back, it is your responsibility to release it. Listen, sis, listen, king, you got to heal, even if the person that hurt you is not sorry. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time. You have to heal, even if the person that hurt you, the person you want to get revenge on, the person that you believe is going to pay for what they did, you still got to heal, even if they're not sorry. Okay, and that's something that I learned on my journey, and using that to my advantage. Okay, using that to my advantage helped me to propel my life at such a speed that I'm grateful for and that you deserve as well. Okay, so we're going to get into that that meditation. And I'm going to play some music for us so that we can do the exercise. So I just want you to sit up straight. Hopefully, if you're laying down, you can also do this. You can lay back on your bed, just relax, or you can sit up if you're sitting up with me. And you want to imagine the yellow or blue light on the breath in, fully expand the lungs, and release the trauma on the breath out, okay? Y'all ready? Let's go, y'all. All right, family. All right, family. We want to open our eyes and just release that trauma, y'all. No more will we carry that moving forward. Okay. I understand it hurt. I understand that people hurt us. I understand that we didn't deserve that and they have to pay for what they did. But you let the Most High handle that. Okay. You have a mission. You were born with a mission, with a purpose. Why not spend our time focusing on that? Okay, everything that you need to fulfill that mission, to fulfill that purpose, you got to believe that it will be bestowed upon you. You are righteous, okay? The scripture says that the Most High is omnipresent, right? It's everywhere. That means the Most High is everywhere at all times. So guess what? If the Most High is everywhere at all times, the Most High is outside, the Most High is within you, the Most High is above you and below you. Okay, so you got to believe that. You got to believe that abundance is yours. Okay, our ancestors went through a lot for us to get to this point. Your ancestors went through a lot for you to get to this point. So you got to believe that you are here for a reason and for a purpose. I don't know what you may be dealing with, whether it's depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. Okay, I've been there myself, but you can overcome it. Yes, there is a dietary way to overcome it. Okay, if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, paranoia, okay, schizophrenia. You can look into minerals that build up your nervous system, but you can also start to do the mental and spiritual detox, okay? So one thing I wanted to talk about is who wants to be in poverty? Okay, I'm talking mentally, physically, and spiritually. I've been there myself. I actually wrote a suicide note. Okay, I actually thought I was going to commit suicide. So I know what it's like to be in those positions. I know what it's like to be extremely stressed, can't pay the bills, you know, have to be on government assistance, constantly worrying about where is my life going. Okay, I know that there's more to life. Okay, how come everybody talk about manifestation and law of attraction, but it seems like I'm only attracting the things I don't want, right? What they don't want to tell you is you got to go through this process of shedding. And that's why I'm so grateful that I followed my calling and my mission to help myself, my family, and you all, because I found that when we compare, not really compare, but when we decide to do at the same time the act of detoxing the body. Okay, that's why I go so hard on detox. I know I'm very radical on Instagram and Facebook, but if you've ever been one of my students, y'all know how we do. We take it one step at a time. Before I ever tell you to stop eating all of the things that, you know, deteriorate your body, I first tell you to deal with your spirit and your mind. Okay, why do we keep eating things that we know leads to sickness? Why? You got to ask yourself that question. Not only are they marketing to us and, you know, influencing our emotions to feel a certain type of way, but we're also messed up in the mind and in the spirit. And we have to be accountable for that. And don't feel bad about it. You've been going through trauma since you were born. Maybe your mama and daddy weren't together. Maybe you were conceived in abuse, okay, sexual abuse. Maybe your mom didn't love herself and she couldn't love you and you were physically abused. Whatever it may be, you have been traumatized since the time you came out the womb, even being born in a hospital, okay, with all of that technology, all of that radiation in one building, the fluorescent lights. Okay, cutting your umbilical cord as soon as you came out. All of that is trauma that you have absorbed since you were born. Okay, so you have to understand that, and it's not your fault. Half of it is ignorance, and half of it was set up that way. But it's your responsibility to shed it, sis, to shed it, king. It is your responsibility. Okay, so nobody wants to be in poverty mentally and spiritually, and definitely not physically. Okay, we're keeping ourselves in chains willingly by the things that we put in our mouth, okay, which decreases our ability to live a life of abundance physically. Okay, we're dealing with high blood pressure, diabetes, nervous system issues, which lead to mental health issues. Okay, we're dealing with bone issues, arthritis. We're dealing with physical poverty. Okay, and then in our everyday life, we're struggling every day from day to day, from paycheck to paycheck, making ends meet. We know that that's not the life that we desire for ourselves. We know we want to live either in luxury, or if it's a minimalist lifestyle, you know you want to be comfortable. Either way it goes, okay? Spiritually, you can't stop the thoughts of, oh my God, is he going to make it home? Okay, how am I going to live for my children? You don't want to be in that position. You don't have to be in that position, but you have to do the work of shedding it. Okay, I can only speak from my own experience, and I've been there, y'all. I've been in the mental health facility. I was broke. I had 3 children. My husband was incarcerated, all of those things. And I had to sit in that. Okay, I had to sit in that. Abusing drugs, abusing marijuana, okay, living the fast life, drinking, low self-esteem, thinking that my body was all that I had. I've been there, okay? But I had to sit in that and I had to say, hold up, this can't be all that there is to life. And I opened myself up. I did one of the breathing exercises that we did at the beginning of this call. And I said, you know what? I'm ready to receive whatever my purpose is. You can only receive what you're opening yourself to. So if you're opening yourself to toxic people, if you're opening yourself to toxic environments, to gossip, to backbiting, to whatever it may be, gang relations, whatever it is, I don't judge anybody. Okay, because we all got our trauma, we all have our path. But whatever you're opening yourself to, that is what you're going to be attracting. Okay, even if you say, I'm not opening myself too much, look at the people you are socializing with. Okay, what are they opening themselves up to? You got to be serious about your energy. So open yourself up to receiving. Open yourself up to, I'm not eating the best. I got to be accountable. Now, why am I doing this? Open yourself up to receiving those answers. Do those breathing exercises every morning. Okay, you can attract all that you need. You got to realize that we are spirits in a body, right? We are spirits in a body that's living in nature. Okay, we know that this planet is in the universe, so we know that there's a God, a higher being, right, that is helping us construct our lives. Everything you see when you go outside is responsive. You water a plant, it grows. Okay, you feed a dog, it has a happy life. You feed a child, it has a happy life and it grows. Everything outside is responsive. So don't you think the things that you do, the things that you think, the things that you speak is going to have a response? Okay, so we have to start looking at our own patterns and being accountable. Look at your childhood and look at the things that you went through. Your adult life is a response to what you went through in childhood. So if you're a part of the text club, I told everyone yesterday to write a note with whatever spiritual trauma, whatever spiritual baggage that they're holding on to. Okay, and if you did not get a chance to do that, you do that today. Write a breakup letter with it. Okay, write it in pencil. It's good to write things in pencil, especially when you're doing releasing, because we're natural beings. Pencil is a natural tool, okay, not like pen, which is chemical based. You know, I don't play with them chemicals, right? We do everything naturally. All right, so use a pencil to write a note to break up with a feeling or a relationship or whatever it may be, an environment. You write a note, and you write as many notes as you need. Okay, I'm not just saying write one note. You may need to be writing 10 notes throughout this 3-day or 5-day or 10-day detox that you're on with me. Whether you're doing the grapefruit detox or you're doing the 10-day detox, you need to write a note every day, 2 times a day. Okay, isolate yourself from people and things that are toxic. And you can't, if you can't identify, well, I don't know what's really toxic in my life. First thing you have to know, there's no a little bit toxic. It's no, this person is toxic on Monday. They talking about you on Monday, but on Wednesday, they love you. That's toxic, okay? So you draw a line down a sheet of paper. On the left-hand side, you write toxic, and on the right-hand side, you write not toxic. And you just have to pick a side. Go through everything in your life, the environments, the people you're around, okay? The things that you do, is it toxic or not? We're not doing this to judge people, but you got to know what you're dealing with in your own life, or else you're going to wake up every morning like, I don't know why I feel depressed today. I don't know why I'm in a bad mood. Okay, you got to identify what's in your life. You have to be accountable, because if you want to be on this healing journey, it requires some work. Okay, so you make that list. Once you decide what's toxic and what's not in your life, it's time to shed it. Okay, it is time to shed. And I understand that there may be some things that you can't shed, right? You may realize the toxic people in my life is people that I live with. Okay, I can't get around that. Well, we're going to talk about setting up boundaries. Okay, and I know a lot of us have problems with setting boundaries. That's just a reflection of all the trauma you have. Okay, that doesn't allow you to make yourself known and make it known what you stand for and how you want to be treated. So that's why I'm saying it always comes back to things that you have dealt with, or things that you are dealing with. Okay, so if you find that it's hard to break away from toxic people or let it be known how you're feeling, it's because there's some self-esteem issues that you're dealing with. And how you know you're dealing with self-esteem issues or self-love issues, you're going to be craving bread. You're going to be craving rice. You're going to be craving sweets. Okay, dealing with anger. You're going to be craving potato chips. You're going to be craving crunchy foods, popcorns. Okay, so this is how you know what you're emotionally and spiritually dealing with. But you got to make that list. You got to do that breakup letter. Okay, this is what I did. I didn't have anybody to tell me what to do. I did read a few Queen of Fool books. Okay, that's how I really got started. But even before then, I just laid in nature. Okay, you're a part of every mineral that we find in nature. So you cannot negate the fact that you come from nature. right? So you go lay in nature. If it's cold outside, then I understand that you can lay in your bed in your home. But if you have the ability to go lay in nature, springtime is coming up. Okay, the Africans believe that that's the new year when things are growing and coming back and growing under the sun. So go lay in nature, especially during the springtime, and you do those breathing exercises. Okay, you inhale those lights and you release that baggage. Okay, release it into the ground, release it into the earth, into the sky, whatever you want to do. But it's up to you to say, I'm going to be accountable and I'm ready to release. That's what I did about 4 years ago, maybe longer than that, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I said, I'm ready to understand what my mission and my purpose is, because I know it's more than my life. And then I went on a releasing journey. I did the 3-day grapefruit detox, and I went outside every day, okay? And I breathed. Okay, I wrote letters to people. I wrote letters to situations from my past. And you got to really go into your childhood. Shout out to everybody that was in the Detox Gang Academy, Surviving Vegan Academy, where we did this over a 4-week span. Okay, the opportunity will be good again. All right, but it will come in the near future, and there will be more abundance in the future. But what I'm saying is, go out in nature and release, family. Go out in nature and say, I accept my mission and I'm ready to release this hurt and this pain. It's heavy, okay? And I don't desire to carry it anymore. I don't desire to carry it anymore. And you write those letters and you break up with those people, all right? With those places, with those past emotions, okay? And after you cried, after you screamed, after you made peace with that, I want you to burn those letters. And as that letter burn, you say, this represents me breaking up with that trauma. This represents me releasing it. It is no longer a part of me. It can no longer control me. I will no longer make decisions based on this trauma. Now that I acknowledge it, now that I realize what I was holding on to, maybe it's something that you held on to since you were 8 years old. Now that I realize it, I release it. And this letter burning is a symbol of me releasing it. It can no longer control me. You break up with it. Now, that may not mean that you don't feel that pain anymore. That may not mean that you are totally over it. But if you're not totally over it, just keep writing those letters and you keep burning it. And do it while you're on a detox, okay? Detoxing increases your sensitivity to your emotions and to your thoughts. So pay attention to how you feel while you're detoxing. You're going to feel irritable. Okay, because you can't use food as comfort. You can't run to the sandwiches. You can't run to the pies to give you that chemical release of dopamine, okay, to make you feel good for that little space of time. You can't do that. The detox removes that. So the detox is going to do what it's physically supposed to do, releasing waste and things like that, but it can't help you spiritually. You got to do that work. That's why it's important to couple a detox with the spiritual tools that I'm giving you right now and the mental health tools that I'm giving you right now. Okay, so release the blockages, but acknowledge them first. Okay, you can't help yourself if you're going to pretend like you're okay. If you're going to pretend like you're okay, then there's nothing nobody can do for you. And even the people around you, you may want to help people. Okay, you want to have positive relationships with people that you know are traumatized, people that you know are toxic. You have an open conversation with them. You don't, you criticize them, but you don't demean them. Okay, you come with a loving heart. Okay, you come using positive body language. Don't be like, you is so rude, okay? And I don't appreciate that. No, you come with positive body language. You move them to a private area, take them to dinner, whatever it may be. Remember, when we're talking to men, we use logic. You can't use feelings. I feel like you don't love me. You're gonna be like, I do love you. What you talk about? I got a whole house for you. I got a car for you. That's what he's doing, thinking logically. So you come and approach him with logic, okay? The way you treated me on XYZ day, okay, shows me that I am not important to you. And he's going to say, dang, that emotion, what I made her feel or whatever may have signaled to her that I don't care. Okay. If you have a legitimate criticism and the person, and you're doing it with empathy and you're doing it with positive body language, and they snap on you, at that moment, you got to realize there's nothing you can do about that. That person is not ready to, acknowledge what they put you through, and there's nothing you can do about that. Stop holding on to people that's not ready to admit their own fault. That's not your point. That is not your purpose to help them to see. Okay, so you have to know that when you're speaking with a woman, all right, you're speaking with your emotions. Don't come with them to logic. Mama, why you gave them cheese? You know they're on the vegan diet. That's dumb. Why would you do that? They're going to feel hurt because they're emotionally driven. So you come to your mom or to another woman with emotions. Okay, talk about your feelings. I feel that it was very disrespectful, okay, to go over how I feel my children should be raised. Are you coming with feelings? And the woman may say, oh, I didn't mean to disrespect you. That was not what I was, feeling. I just wanted them to have a good time, right? They're coming from an emotional standpoint. So if you bring that criticism to that person, okay, and then they're, lashing out at you, again, there's nothing you can do about that. But you also have to be ready to receive criticism as well. This is how we have healthy conversations. This is what communication is about. Whenever you're, gossiping and you're bonding through trauma, that ain't communication. Okay, that's toxicity. Communication is supposed to move you forward. Okay, so identify the toxicity in your life, identify the toxic people, see if you can have open conversations with them, and then you guys set boundaries. Okay, set boundaries for how you want to be treated. And as a human being, as a person with rights, you should be able to tell the person that you're in a relationship with, that you deal with, that you have a work relationship with, I don't care what it is, how you want to be treated. This is how I want to be treated. And if you treat me this way, the way I want to be treated, here is your reward. Don't say it like that, but reward the person, right? Whether it's with a thank you card on their birthday or whatever, make the person feel special. And if they violate your standards, what are you going to do then? All right, that needs to be understood and laid out on the table at the beginning of the relationship, at the middle of the relationship, or while you're in the relationship, okay, with that person or group of people. So we got to identify how we want to be treated. Detox to manifest. Before you go into, approaching people or approaching the issue that you want to release, go on the detox. Isolate yourself. Turn off social media for a few days or a few hours, okay? Turn off the TV. Isolate from people that will hurt you, okay? Oh, you want your little detox, I see. Oh, you too good to come to my birthday party? Isolate yourself from them while you're on the detox. So you can get in your own mind, get in your own head, do your list, your toxicity list, write your breakup letters so you can see what you need to approach when you come out of that detox. Because one thing about a detox, you don't go back to how you was living. Every detox you do, should be an opportunity to prepare yourself forward, okay? Not going back. No. What's the point of doing it? Don't go back to some of the eating habits, okay? Make yourself mentally and spiritually stronger, okay? Affirm what it is that you want to see happen after your detox. After we do this grapefruit detox on the third day, I want you to affirm what it is you want to see and what it is you want to attract to yourself. A law of attraction, as some people call it, or manifestation as I call it, but I really say it's really getting yourself aligned with what you want to see in your life. How you want a 5-star life, but you got 1-star thinking, 1-star eating habits. That doesn't align. And yes, I'm not saying that this is the only way that you can achieve it. There are people that got 1-star lives. They got 1-star eating habits. Y'all know them, right? But they seem to have a good life. They got money. They got the relationships, but are they happy? Okay, are they having, abundant relationships? Are they in relationships that are progressive? Or are there relationships where they cheating, stepping out, got mistresses and all this, but they got all this money though. They got all this perceived accomplishments. You don't want to be like that. One thing I realized once the money started pouring in and you know that I'm all about the vegan millionaires, I'm all about us having physical abundance. Why are we working so hard to be healthy if we're going to live a poverty lifestyle? No, that's not what I want. All right. And going through this process, I was able to attract over $1.5 million to myself in less than 3 years of me starting. Right. Well, that one thing I realized is that money does not make you happy. Yes, it allows you to get through the stressors, pay your bills on time, have a good life, go on vacation, give your children a great life, okay, physically. But one thing it does not do is remove that trauma in your mind. And one thing people do when they get more money, they buy more trauma, right? Okay, they're having the ability to use their resource in a negative way. We all need resources, but when you get it, will you use it in a positive way? That's what it's all about. Buy what you want, but are you buying responsibly? Okay? Are you buying things that aren't going to really serve your purpose? Okay, ultimately, overall, right? So it's important that we shed so that we can attract the physical abundance, the mental abundance, and the spiritual abundance. Okay, you deserve to buy yourself whatever you want in any store. You deserve to pay your mother back. You deserve to give your children 17 vacations in 1 year if you want to. You deserve to go buy the car you want. You deserve to live the lifestyle and go in nature and go into the hills of Jamaica if you want to. You deserve to go into the forest and live there for 2 months if you want a minimalist lifestyle. To go to Bali, to go to Africa, to go anywhere. Okay, to move freely, to pay for your own health care so you ain't got to follow these people's stipulations, to put your children in homeschool, to hire your own teacher. Okay, whatever it is that you see fit, you can attract it, but you got to make room for that abundance by releasing the trauma. This is why it is so important to, remove the trauma so that you can attract the things you want. And when you get those things, you're just going to be naturally on the high. You gotta feel how you will feel now when the money and the things that you want, the relationships, the jobs, the careers, the businesses, okay? You have to feel how you will feel then when that actually happens now, okay? I'll say it again. The businesses you want, the investments you want, the lifestyle you want, the job, the career, the relationships, okay? The abundance you want, and you deserve, you got to feel like you got it right now. So every time you're doing that meditation, you get excited. When you visualize in those colors, you get excited because you know what's here for you, okay? And the last thing I want to leave y'all on is be mindful of your words. Be mindful of the things you say, because everything is an energy. Everything is reactive, as I said, right? Everything is reactive. So if you're saying things like, oh, I'm dead, child, even if you just kidding, right? Oh, I'm dead. That's all people saying online. Dead. I'm dead. Okay, you're going to be dead. For real. You got to realize everything is reactive. You're saying what you're saying. Yes, about intention too. You didn't intend to die, but you say it enough, right? That's the energy that you're harnessing. I love you to death. No, love them to life. Let everything be about abundance, from the things you think, the way you eat, the things you say, the way you treat people. Let it all be about abundance. Let it all be about abundance. And I understand everything is not peace and light and love. Okay, but that's why it's important that you daily, every moment, I do this every moment. Every moment I'm assessing my life. If I see somebody that's toxic, I nip it in the bud. I see an environment that's toxic, people gossiping, I'm the one like, listen, we're not going to do that, right? You got to be that person. Okay, you have to be that person, because you got to understand that you got to protect your energy. All right, and we just focus on our minds, on the things that we want to attract, the abundance we know we deserve. We ain't got no time for no other foolishness. And you may have to shed some people in the lifestyle that you had before can't go with you moving forward, and you got to be okay with that. I had to do that too. Shed friends, shed eating habits, shed people, shed environments. You may have to do that until you're strong enough to go around these people and not be affected mentally, spiritually, and physically, okay? So I love you all. And basically what you do is you rinse and you repeat this cycle. Don't stop detoxing. Don't stop releasing. I'm 30 years old. When I started the journey, I think I was like 24, 25. I had 24 years of trauma to release. I'm only 4 or 5 years in, right? So I got 20 more years to go. It's a journey. You just keep going and you keep getting better. Don't compare yourself to each other. Don't compare yourself to other people. Focus on you. When you see things spiraling out of control, you say, hold up, let me go on a detox. Let me write my notes. Let me make my toxicity list. Left side toxic, right side not toxic. It ain't no such thing as I'm a little bit toxic. They're a little bit off. No, you're off or you're not. And you got to make that decision. Okay? You go ahead and you determine what's toxic and not in your birthday, in your lifestyle. And then you shed what you can, set boundaries with what you need to, tell people how to treat you. Okay? Go on the detox, do your breathing exercises, affirm what it is you want to manifest, and you go out there and execute. Okay, y'all, I want to say thank you to everybody that joined me this rising. I got a meeting that I got to go to, but I love you all so much. I'm with y'all on the detox. I got my water right now. So y'all love the little logo, bam. But I love each and every one of you. If you're not in the text club and you don't have the 3-day detox, please text me 954-758-5223. 954-758-5223. We're on the second day. I do want to let you all know there will be opportunity to work with me for 4 weeks. I'm doing my last class. I haven't even told anybody yet. You guys are the first people to know, but I'm doing my last class before I actually transition into the Surviving Vegan Research and Wellness Center. And everybody telling me that we can't do it. Everybody telling me that it's gonna be too much money. It's gonna be too much this. Well, we're gonna do it. We're going to do it. Okay? We're going to do it. So I have to transition my focus into that, building the research and lab and things like that. I think I did tell a few people via email, but you guys are like the second group to know that that's what I'm going to be transitioning to. So I'm going to do my last 4-week course in, I believe, March. So y'all get ready for that. Okay. Yes, this Zoom will be on a replay, and I will send it out to the text club and I will send it out to the email club. Okay. I love y'all and peace, love, and light. Talk to y'all soon.